What's on the agenda? The agenda is I've got to sign a lot of documents. So right here as an example, I've got to do these bare trust details for a self-managed super fund because I'm buying another property in a self-managed super fund, which is in Perth. Every time you buy one in a SMSF, you have to set up a bare trust. So this is like number, it says, I don't know if you can see that there, but it says like number 8. So this is like my 8th property buying in a self-managed super fund. The property that I'm buying is super cheap, like it's only 275,000. I've bought other ones in the SMSF which are like more expensive, 400,000, 700,000, 800,000, etc. But this one was a 1-bedroom property in Perth, and I showed this property to like 3 or 4 clients. Clients may hopefully watch this video, but they didn't want to buy it because it was a 1-bedroom unit, 1 bed, 1 bath, 1 car, which is in a really good like inner city location. And the suburb that was in, houses sell for like 4 or 5 million. It's a very high-end kind of luxury suburb neighborhood in Perth. So it's like right in the city. Some of the clients that I was speaking to, they were really fixated on standalone houses, and they only had a budget of like 400,000 anyway. I'm like, well, where are you gonna buy a house close to a city for 400,000? You're gonna have to go 30, 40, 50 kilometers away, which is fine to buy those. They were just very fixated on that old school mentality where you have to buy a house, whereas like I would rather buy this as an example for 275 because you couldn't afford a house in that area because the average house is 3 million bucks. So you're buying in a very high-end location, you get a better rental return. This was in a small block, it was 275K, and the rent I'd get on it was almost like 450, 500 a week. So the yield was through the roof. I know these are gonna double. Yeah, I showed like 3, 4 clients at least. They all said no individually. Like one said no, then I showed it to another client, and then they said no, and then I was like, fine, I'll buy it. And that's a lot of the properties that I bought in the past. It was ones that literally people said no to and didn't want to buy it, and someone's gonna buy it. When we don't buy a property through a real estate agent, then it sometimes strains the relationship because we said we can get a buyer for this property, which is a really good price, and we're getting it under market value, and you know it's a really good opportunity. And then buyers don't want to buy it for some reason because they get in their head about having X amount of bedrooms, X amount. A client didn't buy a property yesterday because they said it has to have 2 bathrooms because they would feel bad for the tenant if it didn't have 2 bathrooms. I'm like, I own 30 properties with only 1 bathroom in there. Like 2-bedroom property can have 1 bathroom, a 3-bedroom property can have 1 bathroom. Like it doesn't really matter. It's about the the return and what it's going to do. So anyway, I've got to sort that out. Then I've got to clear through my mountain of emails. You probably see the saws on the table. I've got to, if you look out the window, I don't know if you can see, but these trees are a nuisance. And this is the new office that I bought end of last year. The trees are messing up the retaining wall. The roots are, messing things up. We're only approved to pretty much trim them at the moment. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a guy trim the trees, and that's my saw. Like I've used this saw when I've done renovations on the other houses that I used to live in and stuff like that. So there's a bit of history there. But yeah, and I've got back-to-back meetings with clients and got to find more properties. So that's pretty much it.